So welcome back to part two, and in this one we head off and we go and do a couple of the islands. And I bought the ticket on the ferry in advance. It was about €90 to get to Santorini and back, but all did not go according to plan. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens. So bang on time, 7 o'clock, we're leaving Piraeus. Piraeus port is about 15-20k outside Athens. You can actually see it from the Acropolis. Get a nice movement effect there, and it's a busy old place because Greece has got a load of islands. It's got something like 200 inhabited islands, so this is like a bus terminal. A lot of the boats are old North Sea ferries, cross-channel ferries that are then kind of come down here and they do the island route. It's good. I do like travelling on ferries. It seemed very elegant, very civilised way to travel. So anyway, it was about 5 hours on this ferry, and this is one of the big fast ones to get down there, to get down to Santorini. It's comfortable on the inside, and we rocked up in Santorini. This is the inside, looks lovely. We rocked up in Santorini, but it kind of all went wrong, and this is what happened. So this is the port at Santorini. Got here less than 24 hours ago and leaving already. So this area here is the caldera. That's all that's left from an explosion that blew Santorini apart around 1600 BC. And what you've got now is this caldera. And in the far distance, if you see over there, that strip of white, that's Oia. And it's a very picturesque, pretty, thin town or village that's on the edge of the cliff. Overlooks this caldera, and it's iconic. First time I came to Santorini was about 30 years ago, and then it was wasn't even on the map. It was off the beaten track, difficult to get to, and I was here with a mate of mine and we stayed overnight. Very, very romantic. Okay, so wasn't really for me and my mate, so we left pretty briskly after that. So coming back, I had really high expectations of it. What you actually find is that little strip is now pristine, and it's been developed to cater for the cruise market. And what you'll see coming into this caldera are 3, 4, 5 cruise ships, each offloading 500, 1,000 people that come in, and they all want a coffee, a slice of cake and a glass of champagne by that iconic view. And it's all going on Instagram. And yesterday when we were up there, I literally saw 5, 6 people with an entourage, so with a cameraman, with wardrobe and with a stylist, walking around, setting up and doing the picture, where you look down over the whitewashed walled buildings with these blue domed roofs as it drops down into the caldera. 400 meters behind that, the place is a dump because the island just doesn't have the infrastructure to deal with that much stuff, and so we rented a car and kind of drove through the island, and there were just piles of junk like every mile, where it just can't deal with that amount of stuff, with that amount of pressure on the environment. So it's been an eye-opener, a bit disappointing. So we are sacking it off and scooting off to Paros. So we'll see what it's like. Now, there are worse looking ports than this. I'm looking at you, Holyhead. There are worse looking ports than this, but some of the other little Greek island ports are even more beautiful, and I'll do the Paros one when I get there. So we were at the port for quite a while, and there was a freighter there that was offloading cement. I do like some port operations using this rather unique configuration of the digger on the top, and then afterwards he cleaned it up by just getting the seawater and just throwing it along. Anyway, change the ticket. There's a ticket office. Everything is paper based with the tickets. None of it is done on the phone. It's all paper based. So went to the ticket office, swapped the ticket. Instead of going back to Piraeus, swapped it so that we would get off at Paros. Subsequently, once we were on the boat, I worked out that we were getting off at Naxos, and this is Naxos, and this is kind of cookie cutter Greek island, small marina, and then and dock or port, and then an old town that's kind of squashed together in a very pretty way. Lots of the Greek islands look like this. We stayed up in the old town up there, came off the boat. We didn't have anything booked. And my missus just walked up into the old town and got talking to some people, and we ended up with a really nice little hotel. I can't overstress how friendly the Greek people were. They were all everywhere. Athens, everywhere we went, super helpful, super happy, falling over themselves to help, which was just wonderful. And this is what the old town in Naxos looks like, and a lot of the old towns in the other Greek islands that I've been to are like this. Quite narrow, winding streets, can be quite confusing, maze-like, with restaurants and little shops kind of off on either side. And in the evening, it's absolutely beautiful, really nice. And Naxos was great. We had a great time there. Really nice. If the weather would have been better, it would have been fantastic. But I think we just went through it the wrong time, and we went through during a storm. So the weather wasn't great. It kind of cleaned up just as we were coming back. But I love this kind of effect. I think it's really nice. And we ate out every night, and it wasn't really expensive. Lots of American tourists, so I think it's an easy one for Americans because the dollar's quite strong at the moment. Everybody in Greece, without exception, seems to speak English. Super safe, and as I said, the Greeks just seem to be incredibly friendly and helpful people. Yeah, and it was just great. So Naxos is a nice, easy one if you want to kind of start your island hopping experience. Okay, there's going to be a little motorbike interlude now. Loads of scooters, loads of motorbikes, and I love these little utility bikes that you see in some places that you never see in the UK. And this is a Honda Gyro. It's 50cc CVT gearbox. And you use it for, going down the docks, getting a box of fish or a box of fruit or whatever, and taking it back up to your restaurant, or doing the vice versa from your little farm down to the market. I love these little things. Would love to have one of those. Fantastic little things. Right, so what do these boats look like? Well, this is one of the boats. So this is the one that we came in on and then subsequently went down to Santorini. If any of you have ever travelled between Holyhead and Dublin, Holyhead and Dunleary, this is the kind of thing that you've got. They're big old things, so it must be 100 meters long, I would have thought, and they're tall as well. And so some of the berthing operations are really quite interesting. So we had a lovely couple of days in Naxos. Absolutely recommended. Give Santorini a wide berth. It's not worth it. It's like Venice was, Can you remember when Venice was getting beaten up badly and then subsequently they had to fix it? And then we flew out on EasyJet and all that worked perfectly. Thanks very much for watching. Any questions, just ask. What I was requesting, they lived through times much more interesting. Don't buy the t-shirt on the key.